Hey, he also told us about a thing we need to check out. It's similar to YouTube. And we probably need to start.
Is it Pornhub?
No.
Hey guys, be sure to hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and let us know in the comments what you think about our videos. And if there's anything you want to see us talk about, then please let us know.
This is Scott with Scared City Haunted House again. We're here in Little Rock with Gene at signatureHorror.com. He's here to tell you a little bit about what he does and everything that's in his booth.
So far, I started off writing a couple horror movie trivia books. Started with Friday the 13th, and then moved into Halloween. Working on Twilight Zone trivia book and encyclopedia now. Once the books came out, I started branching out to contacting some of the cast members from the horror films. Now I actually sell their signed merchandise for them, book them to conventions and stuff. Our product line keeps expanding. My wife and I make handcrafted bags. We do custom work. If you see us at a show, we have the sewing machine. We can make it on the spot for you. We started doing 2¼ inch buttons. Pretty much every different superhero and horror movie, we can make it for you.
Yeah, we actually was looking at the button machine. That's something that we haven't seen in a while, and you're here making them on premises.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I mean, it's pretty much any custom thing.
Right.
That you
We can take
of.
your picture and then turn it into a button in a couple minutes.
Yeah, that's one of the neatest things I've seen in a while, and it's something that's old, that it's retro to us now.
Oh yeah, definitely. Back in the 80s, I used to walk around with a denim jacket. It weighed like 300 pounds, covered in buttons and patches. So.
Well, I mean, everything ends up coming back around.
Right,
It cycles back around.
Exactly.
So the retro stuff, the 80s, are kind of back in. You know, we was looking around. You got a bunch of some horror themed, a lot of you know, like Captain America, you know, comic related stuff. But you know, it looks like that you're kind of hitting on both the horror side and
when we
the comic.
When we started with the horror, we weren't quite doing well enough at shows to cover the cost of traveling and doing the show. So one day my wife actually made her own purse because she wanted something precisely the way that she wanted it. And I saw the design and I said, okay, wait a minute, let's do that in the Harry Potter and the Marvel and pull in more pop culture crowds, which is what's at the conventions that we're doing, because we weren't doing a lot of horror conventions because there's not that many of them close to us. So now we branch out and pull in everybody.
Well, I mean, it kind of, when you just do one thing, you kind of limit yourself. So you pretty much opened up the, you know, to be able to accommodate the horror side and the comic side. So I think that's really neat because, you know, us, we love horror, but we definitely can respect the comic side of it.
Plus, a lot of the time, someone might walk up to see the Doctor Who bag or the Harry Potter bag, but while they're here, they spot the Halloween book or the Friday the 13th book, and suddenly they're, oh, I'm a horror fan, but I didn't see that. And they might not have seen it if it wasn't for the bag.
You know, and I think there's a lot of people that are transitioning into the comic and the horror side of it. Because you know, I know for us, we make custom props. So there's a lot of you know, cosplayers. So kind of what we do could go back and forth from the comic side to horror. You know, so I think that there's a lot of mix and mingle into that between the horror.
Plus, a lot of the video game cosplays, I'm sure, fit more into the horror genre as well. So all the props that you're making could fit all across the board. So.
Absolutely. Is there any information you would like to tell, you know, YouTube out there?
Just check out our website at signatureHorror.com. Check out our Facebook page for the bags, As You Wish custom bags. Send me a message, like me on Facebook. I'll sit there and talk to you hours about horror or we can talk about setting up a specific bag that you want.
I do want to mention one thing. I know we talk about the signature horror, but I don't know if we hit on it or not. If there's any haunted houses out there that are wanting any actors, actresses, this guy's got a pretty good little list of folks that he represents. So there's a couple of them here at the convention that you'll actually see on some of our videos. But you can get in contact with him, and he can set everything up for you.
Yeah, haunted houses, conventions, personal appearances, just different levels of stuff. So, but lots of people from horror movies, Friday the 13th, Halloween, Land of the Dead, lots of variety.
Yeah. Well, Gene, I appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you for talking.
All right.
Which is my mother, and she doesn't really want to be on the camera right now. But almost everything here is handmade, and I am the artist of the group, and I make these pearly beads right over there, along with all the paintings here.
How long have you been doing it?
About 2 years now.
Okay. Where are you located out of?
We actually live in Pottsville, but we travel around the state to different places, and we also ship from home. We actually sold a few of our link cats that we have to Europe.
Wow. And you guys make all this and design it all yourselves, don't you? Okay. How would they go about, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, how would they get a hold of you?
My mom, she has her own business cards. Otherwise, we have an Etsy page, and I have a DeviantArt that goes by Paintbrush87. And my mom, hers is Tracy Morris.
Okay.
On Etsy.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time.
This is Scott with Scared City Haunted House again. I'm here with Bronson. He's got a really cool booth. Makes a lot of looks like custom props that's horror related, which is right up our alley. Bronson, would you like to tell us a little bit about your business?
Yeah, sure. It's Brutal Arts and Collectibles. It actually started about 6 years ago. We started going to cons. I had a room full of comics and toys and the superhero stuff mainly, and just a few horror items, and we weren't really getting our money back at, doing these cons, selling that stuff, and I walked around one more and I said, wow, there's really not a whole lot of horror at these things. There's a lot of anime and superheroes, not a lot of horror, and we said, why don't we just switch, try this out. We're big fans of horror movies, so let's switch to that, and if not for that, we probably still wouldn't be doing it. But ever since we switched to horror, it's made it worthwhile.
Well, see, we've actually do a similar. See, you make custom pieces more for collectability. What we do is we make a lot of movie type props, such as legs or actor safe props, so where if they was to hit you with a hammer or anything like that, it wouldn't hurt you. So we do the gore side of your collectible side.
I got it.
So, and I agree with you 100%. It definitely intertwines with the comic and the gore, or the horror. And so it pretty much allows us to go in Comic-Cons or horror cons, either one, so we can kind of bounce back and forth. Of all your stuff that you do, what do you think is your best seller that you make?
Probably the wood burnings. We do all the bottles, the coasters ourselves, but the wood burnings are actually work with two pits. One of them is our good friend Jason. He does the wood burning. He's in the painting. He sketches them out, burns them into the wood. We sell a lot of those. And we work with another vet. She makes those skulls. But the wood burning is probably the biggest seller. And
so you do outsourcing, or do you try to do a lot of it yourself?
We try to do most of the stuff we do ourselves. We do have like I said, the two people that we put there out. It's hard for them to come to the cons, be around so many people, so we kind of put it out for them. And but the coasters, the bottles, we just refurbish those ourselves.
Okay. I see that you maybe do a little bit of picking
Yes,
well.
yes, we do. We,
Because,
yes,
you
we
know, we do picking.
Yeah.
We do a lot of refurbishing. So we do scenes for haunted houses, theme parks, and movie sets. So, I was actually admiring that, which was probably one of the creepiest toys that I think I've ever seen. Is a little roller coaster that it's just as creepy as it can be on the side. It's like a clown.
Yeah,
you want to tell us how you come across that, or
There's a place. We do picking, like you said. We go to antique stores and places like that. We look for anything creepy, anything old, a lot of clown stuff, obviously. But there's a place in La Follette, Tennessee called Mary Death Antique. This guy, it's an old movie theater, 4 stories, full of pop culture and oddities and antique things that are just incredible. And that roller coaster was in there, and it was just sitting there on the bottom with a bunch of black goon cover. Got it home, cleaned it up. But the funny thing about it is the thing goes off all the time. We'll be sitting in the living room and we'll hear the roller coaster just start going, and we're like, what? And then
see, my wife would make me get that out of the house as soon as I brought it in.
Yeah.
Because for one, it is. I'm a big horror junkie, but it's creepy. It's clown oriented, and as big as I am, I don't like a whole lot of clowns.
Yeah.
Especially the way that looks.
Well, it was made by a company called J. Chinese Company. Early 40s, they did a lot of cool stuff like that and creepy, but I guess because of the World War II effort, everything was kind of recycled and used for the war effort. There's not a lot of those left.
Yeah.
But I became obsessed there for a little while with finding those. But out of 2 years of looking for J. Chine stuff, I've only found 4 pieces.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can, I like to go physically look for it. You can find a handful
You can
on
find
eBay.
them. You can find them online.
But I'd rather go
Yeah.
get after myself. Get
That's
your hands
pretty much
dirty looking
what
for
we
them.
do. We
Yeah.
actually went and had done a pick 3 weeks ago at an old funeral home, and it was it's dated back in 1886 is when it opened. And one of the things that we picked was somewhere around 1890s to 1910 in porcelain embalming tape. So we was able to pick that up along with a couple old caskets and things like that. So we try to upcycle things when we get them. So we come across a lot of neat things as well. So I appreciate and I love people finding things that are outdated and just really cool, and bring it back to people such as myself and other collectibles or collectors to bring it back home to them.
Yeah.
Is there a website or anything that they can look you up
You
on?
can find us on Facebook at Brutal Arts and Collectibles. That's pretty much it. All we have now is just the Facebook page. We just kind of started that this year when we get established with switching to the horror and kind of get a feel for it. But like I said, it's been going really good. And as far as that roller coaster goes, if I never sell that thing,
You'll be all right.
I'll be okay with it.
No, I understand that. Well, I appreciate
No problem. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Scott. My name is Audrey Gitt. I work at the VA hospital at John McClellan here in Little Rock. I work in inpatient pharmacy. And this is my stress relief. I call it Seawolf Comics. Because I used to be on a nuclear submarine that was called the USS Seawolf 575. And this started out as just a personal collection that turned into stuff where I wanted to sell to go traveling. And next time it went from comic books to Funko Pops, some action figures, and now doing CGC stuff like this, which is certified comic grading company out of Florida. And I've been doing it now for like 8 years. It helped me travel to the Philippines twice. Sent me to mainland China 2 times. So I traveled, this pays for my travel expenses, or my airfare. And I've been at it 6-8 years. It's been fun. I can't complain. I enjoy it. I get a lot of stress release.
So what would you say out of your entire booth, what is your most popular item that you sell?
Well, between the comics, but right now the pops are going crazy. Pops are really good. And
They've been popular for at least a year, 2 years now, right?
Yeah, it's been around now, going on almost 4.
Is it 4 years?
Exploded in like the last year and a half.
Yeah.
Last year and a half, things just gone nuts because now Funko has gone into sports. They've gone into rock and roll. They're branching out to everything.
Pretty much anything pop culture plus.
Yeah, anything pop culture. They're selling really well. Some are very expensive. So the ones that if you buy them at San Diego Comic-Con, if you've gone there, they have exclusives, and they're like the treasure of all pops because they're limited, only like a couple hundred. It's like first come, first served. That's what makes them so expensive.
On the comic book side of it, what's the most popular that people come in and they ask for and want?
In the state of Arkansas and most of all United States, the majority now is still Marvel and DC, but independents is catching up with them. Image Comics just went the roof with Robert Kirkman, the creator of The Walking Dead. He's doing another TV show, I don't know if you know, called Outcast, based on another comic book that he started. That's a good one. It's on Cinemax. I would recommend watching it. It's dark, but it's cool. You can just look at the trailer. You find the trailer as a boy bangs his head, like he sees like a bug, and he just sees it, bangs his head, and then he like licks it up with it. You might want to edit that with his tongue.
Oh, you're good.
He eats it.
What would
But comics is really good. Graphic novels, omnibuses, but sets. Everybody loves a set. They want the full story. Yeah, but you got your own favorites, so it doesn't matter. If they want it, they buy it.
I got you.
Yeah.
If they want to get in contact with you, what would be a good contact to get a hold of you?
Oh, they can contact me at the Yahoo email at cwolf. That's with CWOLF 757 at yahoo.com.
Okay.
And they can contact me if they need somebody to hunt down stuff for them. I'm real good at hunting comics, and I travel around and go C2E2. So if somebody needs something from there that's exclusive or something, I'll pick it up, and we'll talk.
Alrighty.
Thank you for coming by, guys.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate this.
This is Scott with Scared City Haunted House.
Yeah, this is Tony.
This is a little wrap up of 2018, Not Another Comic Con. This is one of our first installments of many episodes of this kind of particular show.
And our big one next is going to be Transworld. So stay tuned and keep watching. More things to come. I'll put this right in there.
Awesome.
It gets better. It gets better. I'm gonna put this.
Thanks for tuning in to Scared City Productions on YouTube. For more videos, subscribe to our channel.